Edgar Allan Poe, born on January 19, 1809, in Boston, Massachusetts, is often regarded as one of the most enigmatic and influential figures in American literature. His life was marked by personal tragedy and the professional struggle, yet his profound impact on literature is undeniable. Poe's works explore themes of death, love, and the macabre, often delving into the darker aspects of human nature. Poe's most relevant works include the haunting poem "The Raven", published in 1845, which solidified his reputation as a master of Gothic poetry. His short stories, such as "The Telltale Heart", "The Fall of the House of Usher", and "The Cask of Amontillado", showcase his ability to create suspense and psychological depth. "The Murders in the Rue Morgue", published in 1841, is often credited as the first modern detective story, laying the groundwork for the genre that would flourish in the years to come. Poe was a central figure in the Romantic literary movement, which emphasized emotion, individualism, and the sublime aspects of nature. However, he also contributed to the development of Gothic literature, characterized by its focus on the supernatural and the exploration of human fears. His unique blend of these literary currents allowed him to craft stories that resonate with readers' deepest anxieties and curiosities. Throughout his career, Poe primarily worked within several literary genres, including poetry, short stories, and essays. He is particularly known for his melody of horror and misery, but he also ventured into science fiction and literary criticism. His ability to weave intricate plots and develop complex characters has left a lasting legacy in these genres. Poe's literary period falls with the American Romanticism era, which spanned from the early 19th century to the mid-19th century. This period was marked by a departure from Enlightenment ideals and turned toward emotion, nature, and the exploration of the human psyche. Poe's work exemplifies this shift as he delved into themes that were often considered taboo at the time. Despite his literary genius, Poe's life was fraught with challenges. He faced poverty, struggled with alcoholism, and experienced the devastating loss of loved ones, including his wife Virginia Clem. These personal hardships undoubtedly influenced his writing, infusing it with an authenticity that resonates with readers even today. Edgar Allan Poe passed away on October 7, 1849, under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate audiences around the world. His ability to explore the complexities of the human experience through dark and imaginative storytelling has established him as a cornerstone of American literature. Today, Poe is celebrated not only for his contributions to literature, but also for his role as a pioneer of modern storytelling techniques that continue to inspire writers across genres. Edgar Allan Poe's poem "The Raven", published in 1845, stands as one of his most iconic works, encapsulating his mastery of language and his deep exploration of human emotion. The poem is rich with themes of grief, loss, and the haunting nature of memory, drawing readers into a world where sorrow intertwines with the supernatural. Central theme. At its core, the Raven grapples with the theme of profound grief and the struggle to cope with loss. The protagonist is consumed by the death of his beloved Lenore, and throughout the poem, he wrestles with his memories and the width of despair. The Raven, a symbol of death and permanence of loss, serves as a constant reminder of what the protagonist cannot escape. The interplay between hope and despair creates a poignant emotional landscape, reflecting the universal human experience of mourning. Protagonist. The protagonist of the poem is an unnamed narrator who embodies the archetype of a heartbroken lover. His deep affection for Lenore is palpable, and his anguish becomes the driving force of the narrative. As he sits alone in his chamber, surrounded by darkness and silence, he becomes increasingly insulated in his sorrow. The Raven's arrival serves as a catalyst for his descent into madness, highlighting how grief can distort reality and lead to a sparkling sense of hopelessness. Conflicts. The primary conflict in The Raven is internal, rooted in the narrator's struggle between memory and reality. He longs for solace and answers about Lenore's fate, but is met only with the relentless presence of the Raven, which repeatedly utters the word nevermore. This refrain becomes a haunting echo of his despair, reinforcing the idea that he will never find peace or closure. Additionally, there is an external conflict between the narrator and the supernatural. He seeks to understand the Raven's purpose, but ultimately finds himself at its mercy. Poetic structure. Poe employs a unique structure in The Raven, using the constant meter and rhyme scheme that enhances its musicality. The poem consists of 18 stanzas, each containing 6 lines. The rhyme scheme follows a ABCBBB pattern, where the last 2 lines of each stanza create a sense of urgency and inevitability. This rhythmic quality adds to the poem's hypnotic nature, drawing readers into the narrator's spiraling thoughts. The use of repetition, particularly in the refrain "nevermore," serves to emphasize the narrator's descent into despair. Composition. Poe's composition of Raven reflects his meticulous attention to detail and his understanding of how sound and rhythm can evoke emotion. The poem opens with a dark, eerie atmosphere, setting the stage for the narrator's haunting experience. The imagery is vivid and evocative, filled with symbols like the midnight terry, the chamber, and the Raven itself. These elements work together to create a sense of claustrophobia and despair. The language is rich with alliteration and internal rhyme, enhancing its lyrical quality. Phrases like silken, sad, uncertain, rustling create a musicality that complements the poem themes. The careful choice of words reflects Poe's belief that poetry should elicit strong emotional responses from its readers. In conclusion, the Raven is a masterful exploration of grief and longing that resonates deeply with anyone who has experienced loss. Throughout its complex protagonist, internal conflicts, structured poetic form, and haunting composition, Poe captures the essence of human sorrow in a way that continues to haunt readers long after they have turned the final page. It is a testament to his genius that this poem remains not only a cornerstone of American literature, but also a profound meditation of the nature of love and loss.